A room appears before any story does. Low ceilings press the air downward. Light enters without ambition, touching clay, fabric, skin. Nothing asks to be admired. And yet the gaze lingers. These interiors were never entered by the painter as a guest, nor by the viewer as a witness. They exist as constructions of nearness, carefully measured distances between bodies, objects, and time itself. Laughter rests where labor should be. Stillness replaces exertion. What looks familiar begins to feel arranged. Was this world observed, or was it composed for someone who would never step inside it? And if so, who is truly being portrayed, the peasant or the one who needs to see him this way? The distance between laughter and shelter. Roughness is rendered with control. At first glance, Van Ostade's rooms feel accidental. Crowded corners, slanted beams, furniture pushed without ceremony. Yet nothing here is unstable. Every gesture settles into a structural rhythm. Figures bend but never collapse. Objects age but do not decay. Light does not dramatize, it calibrates. It moves horizontally, testing surfaces rather than revealing narratives. Early works lean into density, their tonal compression tightening space until bodies press against one another. Later interiors breathe, walls soften. The palette lifts, not toward clarity, but toward accommodation. This is not technical progress alone. It is correction, a gradual removal of excess judgment. Brushwork becomes attentive rather than insistent. Edges blur where moral distance once stood. What seems observational begins to feel edited, as if vision itself were being trained to pause before concluding. The room becomes a device, neither stage nor document, where seeing is slowed until meaning cannot rush ahead of form. What appears spontaneous may be the most deliberate element of all. Intimacy appears where separation is absolute. Van Ostade never belonged to the world he painted. His civic standing, professional authority, and material security placed him firmly outside these interiors. That distance does not vanish, it reorganizes itself. Work is absent, fields remain unseen. What fills the frame is rest, play, domestic suspension. These scenes offer not accuracy, but permission. They grant the urban viewer a vision of virtue without struggle, closeness without risk. Over time, satire dissolves into nostalgia. The peasant is no longer corrected, he is preserved. This is not empathy nor mockery. It is a fiction of equilibrium, where class tension is quieted through atmosphere. Even the debated self-portrait, whether brother or painter, folds authorship back into anonymity. Identity becomes ambient. The image does not argue. It stabilizes. Perception here is not style, but stance. A way of positioning oneself close enough to feel warmth, far enough to remain untouched. The comfort offered by the image may be its most revealing gesture. Van Ostade's transformation was neither moral nor decorative. It was perceptual. The peasant interior became a space where vision learned to negotiate distance without resolving it. What begins as observation turns into accommodation. What feels humane remains constructed. These rooms do not ask us to judge their truthfulness. They ask us to notice how easily vision accepts what soothes it. Between satire and shelter lies a narrow interval where images stop describing the world and begin organizing desire. The question is not whether these scenes were real. It is why they continue to feel sufficient. If this interior held your attention, other rooms await. Other painters shape distance, light, and silence in their own terms. You may continue through the essays and shorts of this channel, not to accumulate knowledge, but to remain with perception as it unfolds, without haste.